So this week we saw Adam Housley sit down with one of the special operators who witnessed the raid in Benghazi, the battle that lasted 8 hours, the first phase of which ended after the first few hours where no help came on the way. We finally got our first-hand account, even though they're in silhouette with their voices changed. It's moving the story forward for the first time in months. Keep in mind, it may seem like a long time ago, but it was only September 11th when the Benghazi raid took place. And think about how unprecedented the whole Benghazi killings were. 4 great Americans lost their lives, including our ambassador. For the first time in decades, we lost a U.S. ambassador in another nation. So yesterday, Jay Carney was asked about this. He said, well, that happened a long time ago. Well, was there any coincidence with these whistleblowers coming forward? Was there any coincidence with these whistleblowers coming forward and the fact that the White House released images of 3 separate would-be terrorists, people of interest on that Benghazi raid that happened all that time ago? Here are the 3 photos. If you've seen them, find them and turn them in.
What took so long? Why are we only now seeing these photos of people that the FBI want to question? They say that they were on site during the attack. So why now, 7 months later, when we've had these pictures for a long time?
Let me connect some dots. Why do we suddenly... Keep in mind, that's the first public evidence from the probe in 7.5 months. It comes just a day or 2 after, and Brian, you pointed it out. Fox News ran an interview with the special operator who was on the ground, who said, we know who the mastermind is, and he's walking free over there. Jay Carney was needled about this Benghazi thing. He wants it to go away, but it won't. Here he is.
Benghazi happened a long time ago. We're not aware of any agency that has blocked an employee who would like to appear before Congress. And as you noted, both the State Department and Department of Defense had made clear that they are not aware of any request for a security clearance for a private attorney having been made in connection with the Benghazi investigation. So what you have is an attorney saying she represents somebody, claiming that she's not getting this security clearance, and yet the agencies involved have no information about that at all. So, which falls into the broader story here, which these allegations are part of an unfortunate pattern of spreading misinformation.
Now, hold on just a second. Let's talk a little bit about spreading misinformation. Who spread the misinformation in the very beginning? The White House. Remember, it was the White House who came out and said, oh, look, it's obviously it was a protest. Some of the images that the FBI released yesterday, does that look, do those guys look like protesters? One of the guys seems to have a gun there. You don't normally go to a protest with that. Also, it was the White House that sent out Susan Rice and said, what she did. So, for Jay Carney to now say that. But Charles Krauthammer says, look, this is all part of the administration's strategy. 7.5 months is a long time when you play the waiting game.
Benghazi happened a long time ago. That's the definition of chutzpah. This administration that has stonewalled every inquiry and delayed its answers and not released names and told all kinds of stories is now saying, well, it's an old story. I mean, I have argued from the beginning, the administration strategy has always been string it out over time and count on the media, the mainstream media being uninterested in this story. And that's worked up until now. It echoes what Hillary Clinton said at her hearings. What does it matter? What difference does it make at this point? Well, because if you wait that long, the evidence will fade.
Look, there are 2 separate issues here, both of them troubling. One is that there are some whistleblowers who say that there's some sort of cover-up and that they haven't been allowed to speak. So we need to get to the bottom of that. But more importantly, I would argue, where's the justice? Somebody can attack our consulate, our U.S. technically soil, our ambassador, and there's no one arrested. There's no one charged. There was a guy in Tunisia, I guess, who was held for
having a mango smoothie.
He was held for a while, and now he's out. Where's the justice? So why? And the FBI normally doesn't operate like this, as we know. What they are capable of after the Boston bombing, look at how they canvassed the city. Look at how they got those pictures from surveillance cameras immediately out to the public, which then helped to locate and find the suspects. So we know that the FBI could do it overnight. We had the pictures. Where's the justice?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I do know this. It took them way too long to get on the ground. They said it was too dangerous. Meanwhile, reporters were walking around finding evidence and found the ambassador's daily planner. So also, I'd be happy if the CIA was leading that investigation. That's more their Well, the good news is Darrell Issa is promising new facts and details that the administration has been trying to suppress at his hearings next week.